Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. And on this wonderful fine morning we're doing KSCRAFT again. Yes we are, and we're going to be using this cup set. Now this cup set is absolutely awesome. If you're somebody who likes your cookies and your candies, and I do, you're going to absolutely love this. There's lots and lots of bits and pieces that can be used for Christmas or indeed any season, so that makes it great. Now, I have tried to be organised today, and I've already done my card base. That's the first thing that I organised myself with. And I've used the American Crafts bundled up cardstock there. So I've just got the frosty winter background and then onto heavyweight white cardstock. So that's going to be my card base, and I'm just going to move that out of the way. And then other bits of organisation, I have cut the cup base in white, and I've cut the top of the cup base in that bundled up paper again, this time using the dots. And what I did was I also cut a heavy white cardstock backer, so I cut it twice and then glued that together. Now you'll see when you cut that you've got a little slit. So if you're using 2 sheets of cardstock, make sure you still got that little slit when you've glued them together, and that is going to go onto there. Right, with that little set also comes 2 frilly bits, one that will go to the top and one that will go onto the bottom. But then the candy pieces, yeah, I got a bit carried away with this one, and I cut out 5 lollipops because I just think they're absolutely awesome. So it's vanilla cardstock and craft cardstock, and I've got pink and red there, and then I've got a yellow and a blue and another red. Well, it's kind of baby aqua blue. Aren't they great? Let's have a close-up. Love the little details. If you wanted to, you could absolutely tie a little bow around the bottom of each one, and the section that I've cut in cream you could cut in acetate, and then you could add it right over the top to make it look like your lollipop was all wrapped up. And if you're using like snowy acetate like I've got, then just put your little drops of glue behind where the snowy bits are so that you can't see, and then pop that on. So I just think that's awesome. So I've cut out 5 lollipops and glued them together. They were super easy. You get a heart shape, and I've done one, and I'm thinking I'm going to have that in the centre of my cup because I just think it's cute. I've cut 1 candy cane because I thought I was overdoing it with the lollipops. Yeah, I've cut a little reindeer, and I put a little bit of blush on his cheeks. I'm going to get my white paint pen after, I think, and do a little dot for his eyes. And you can see there for my apertures, I glue a little piece of red and a little bit of black. I'm going to put a foam pad behind there, and then you've got your red nose and your little black eyes. So while I'm thinking about it, I'm just going to get my paint pen, and I'm hoping that it works because I've left it standing for a few days. And with these paint pens, they're absolutely great, but you must always make sure that you shake it. So I'm shaking here. Yes, I am. Just having a good old shake. If I shake anymore, I'm going to fall off the chair. And then I'm just going to prime it by pushing down. Yeah, I've shook it enough. You only need to do it for a few seconds, but you want to make sure that you do that, especially if you leave it standing a few days. So there's my little reindeer, and he's going to have a couple of little dots in his eyes, so I'm just going to try and get them where I want. There you go. So now he's got a little bit of character to his face, bless him. So that's the little deer. And then you have marshmallows. Now I have used my chalks because I had them out to do the cheeks, and I don't know if you can see that. I've just shaded the top bit and the edge, and I've done that on all of them for those marshmallows, and it does cut out 6 at a time, and I thought 6 for me would be quite sufficient after all those lollipops. And then I cut out 2 cookies, so you get this cookie that comes with it as well. and I did one in lemon and one in pink, and then I'm just grabbing it on my table here. I've used my Distress Stickles dry glitter. This is a very old container, and I do need to get some more actually. So that's what I've used to get the sugary effect, to get a close-up there. So there we are, pinks and sugars, lemons and sugars. All of my plain cardstock is basil cardstock from Joanne. So you can see I had to be organised on this one because it's the glue and the glitter that needed to dry. And then you also get a little gingerbread that embosses the features. Let's get close there. There we go. So you get little embossed features. Now you can draw if you want to, or you can pipe your stickles to enhance those features if you want to. And I'm looking at it and I'm wondering, do I want to? And if I do, I need my black fine liner. I'm trying to think where about on my table I've put it. So I think I'm just going to pause and grab my black fine liner for the face. Right, so I've got that, and I'll just move my paper across again, and I'm using a Copic multi-liner, which is a 0.5. I got these a couple of years ago, and they were really cheap on eBay. Right, you've got embossed lines here, and all you need to do is just really slowly. Now I've just made a mistake there, but you're supposed to really slowly put your pen into the groove and just follow it around. Oh, now I might need to go and have to cut that. Yeah, but I'll just do a quick share on this one before I just run off now and cut another one. So you've got embossed lines there where you can pop the facial features in. And then I've got this one, which would be the little smiley face. So I've made an error. Yes, I have. And also, if you've got your white paint pen, you can just track in the embossed sections to put frosting in if you want to. And as I say, I'm decorating this up, but I'm now going to run off and correct the error of my ways. Although it might be too late for that. So anyway, you need to do it properly. So I'm just going to go and cut another one, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I recut it and sort of like mooching about my shelf, and I found one of my Peachy Keen stamps there, and I thought, let's have a look at the 3/4 inch. And that looks all right, doesn't it? Yeah, I like that. I've got my white pencil, so I can give it a little bit of a highlight. Just make it stand out just a little bit more. Yeah, that's really sweet. And now I think I've still got some pink left on one of my blending tools. So let's see what we can get up to here. Just a little bit of red. I've got a bit here. Didn't really want to get my chalks down off the shelf. Oh yeah. So 3/4 inch Peachy Keen, and you're going to be able to position it onto here and stamp a face if you want to. Because of course Peachy Keen stamps, they come in sets of different size faces. Right, so we've got that. Gingerbread, marshmallows, we've got all of our candies, and now we need to put this together. So first of all, I'm going to put the embellishments onto the cup. And I'm going to go with that lovely white frilly strip first. I'm just going to put my glue down in the centre, so I've got nothing squeezing out into that perforated edge. I'm going to pop that down and then position it to make sure that it's where it should be. Yeah. Right, so we've got our nice white frilly edge onto there, and then we've got one that goes onto the base of the cup. So I'm just going to slide that into position. Oh, isn't that cute? It's so cute already. Now, because this cup is going to be totally and utterly fully loaded, I'm going to be using foam pads onto the back of this once I've finished arranging and stuffing it up. So I'm just going to pause for a second while I move some stuff, and I'll be right back. Right, I just sorted myself out. Right, the next thing that I want to do, I think, is pop my heart on. Or am I going to do that at the end? I'm not sure whether I want to glue it or put it on foam pads. So I'm just going to pop that over there for a minute. So first of all, we need to stuff this up. And the central character is, of course, the gingerbread. And I want that to slot into here. Now, the reason I'm going to put it up on foam pads is because as you start to build it up, if you try to glue it down flat, it would get all, you know, wibbly wobbly and bunched up. So we're kind of working and then flipping it over to the reverse, as you can see there. Like the little legs are in there and everything looks nice and smooth. So we've got our little gingerbread and taking centre position there. And I'm going to go in with one of these, and I want it to go behind. So I've got that. And there's lots of them. And then, of course, we're also going to be adding our marshmallows. So there's 2 lollipops. There's a gingerbread. I'm going to go behind here again. I'm going to try and get all the marshmallows, I think, kind of in front. And I've also got to think about the size of my card. Yeah, I'm going to go there with that one. And I've got my lemon one. I think I might have a red one, either threaded through the handle or down at the bottom. So I'm going to have a little bit hanging over there. See how we're building that up? So we've got 4 lollipops there, and I do quite like that arrangement. Yeah, so now I know I've got other things to add, but I just want to glue these down at their bases. So I'm just popping it down onto there, and you can see all of the workings. So we're just going to get our glue bottle and go up and underneath those elements that we've got here. Give a little squeeze of glue. I didn't even squeeze any, did I? Because none's come out. Oh yes. I think I've got to poke it now. Oh no, it's working. Right, so underneath, as I just said, and pop your glue down. Now we've already done this double thickness, so nothing bulky or ugly is going to be showing through. Right, I'm just going to cap my glue. And then we're just going to press that down. So I'm going to hold that for a few seconds and I'll be right back. Okay, that's almost dry. So we'll just pick it up and flip it over. So that bit's all in position now. Now if you see where I glued, everything is at the bottom, which means I can still flip it over and tuck things at the front. So we can, you know, go into there. So I'm going to have my candy cane there, I think. Just going to really fill it up. And then we're going to put marshmallows in. And then I think I might have some marshmallows down at the bottom. So I'm going to go with 2 larger ones. Pop them in at different heights. and then one of those smaller ones and pop that in at the front. Yeah, I like that. Now flip your card over to see where anything is. Now clearly those marshmallows are not visible, but the candy cane is, so I can just hold that there, squeeze a bit of glue underneath and stick that down. And then I'm going to have to turn it over to be able to do the marshmallows. And I'm just going to get my glue bottle. I'm basically going to hold my marshmallows where I want them. And I'm going to go in here into the gap, if I can pull it away slightly. And I'm just squirting a little bit of glue in there. So that is going to hold those in position. Now it does look a glorious mess on the back of it, but of course you're not going to see that. So now I'm going to flip that over and we're going to get our foam pads, and we are going to need support on a couple of the lollipops at the back. Just moving my paper again, because the ones at the front, they can jiggle around. That's not a big deal. Then we can go off around the edges. I do think this is a great die set. It can be decorated up any time of the year. I mean, you can fill this cup with, you know, little Easter eggs and stuff, and then do really pastel lollies, and that would look fabulous. Right, you can see how I've got all of that on there. It all looks rather messy, but you won't see it. I'm just going to pause while I peel the backs off, because you don't want to see that. Right, so I've got that bit done, and these lollipops of course are above the base of the card, but these will be sticking onto the actual base, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to line these up. So we've got our cup together there, and you can see the back, and you can see our lollipops. They've got their foam on ready so that they're attached, but these ones can still be manoeuvred for anybody that likes doing, you know, a lot of people like to twang around with tactile things. I may be one of them. So I'm just going to bring in the base now so we can decide where about on here we want this. And before I flip it over, I need to pop some glue, because we're going to stick this down. We don't need to add any foam, I don't think, behind this cup, because it's already elevated on the front. So we need to position it, well I do, where I want it, and somewhat in the centre. And I want it to be straight. So, oh, my camera's gone blurred. I do apologise. There we go. So I'm having mine there. So the lollipops at the back are now stuck down, and my cup is now stuck down. So if I move that up slightly so that you can see, we've got that space here. And this is where I'm going to have, oh, excuse me, I'm going to have a lollipop at a skewy angle. So I really do like that. And then I want my sugary cookies. I'm going to go there. And I think I'll go there, which means the pink one is going to need to go up on a foam pad. So I'm going to remove that out of the way. I still haven't decided yet whether the heart's going on a foam pad, but as I know that these are going to be flat, I'm going to glue these down now. But I mean, as you look at this, you can totally see how it would make an awesome birthday card as well. Or just using them for Easter. Now, going off edges is fine by me. As long as you remain within your card base, you're fine. It just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. It just adds a little bit of something when you're kind of like hanging off edges. And that's a little bit off edge as well. And I just like that. So I'm going to move that up again. And I'm going to get my lovely yellow cookie. And glue that one down. There we go. And then the pink one is going on a foam pad. So I'm just going to grab those. I'm just going to pop one onto the back there. Peel the back off that. So I trim my fingernails because I'm going to be mooching around in the garden again. And I'm going to go kind of half on, half off. So I've got that pink cookie layered up front. And then I've got more marshmallows, which I'm going to have down here. Just as a little bit of something else. So I'm going to dot those together. Just grab that one. Kind of put them down there like that, I think. And then of course we've still got the lovely little deer. So I'm going to go with some glue and some glue right there. And I do have my pickup tool somewhere. There it is, I found it. So I'm going marshmallow, my big one, and then my small one. And then give that a press. So there we are, marshmallows, candies, cookies, and we've still got the heart. And I'm wondering, do I stick it flat or do I elevate it? I'm going to stick it flat. Enough of the procrastination. Because then I might elevate my deer. So, do I want it to skew if or do I want it in the middle? I'm going to skew if it. There. There's a word for you first thing in the morning. Skew if. Yeah, I don't even know if that's a real word actually. And I promise you I haven't had any coffee yet. And then I'm going to use a little piece of foam pad behind my deer just to finish it off. And I do thank you so much for joining me and sticking with me today. It's been a long one. But it's just so cute and so worth it. And then I'm going to have my little deer coming off at an angle there on the front of my cup. Just look at the detail in that. Isn't that great? Oh, let's get close up. We've got lovely sugary cookies. That little deer with his heart. Oh, you know me, I'm going to get my white gel pen out or something. Now I'm going to get my white paint pen out because I've got to do something right there. So I'm just giving it a good old shake again. Yeah. I'm just going to put a little bit of a line in. And a couple of little dots. There. That's better. I feel happy now. I thank you so much for joining me today. I do think it's so cute. As I said, take away the deer, take away the gingerbread, and you know, you've got a birthday card or an Easter card. You can fill your little cup up with whatever it is that you want to. Even tea bags overflowing the edge, because you've got that lovely cutaway aperture. And if you make it like that, so that you're foaming up the first layer of your cup, then you can stuff everything inside. And of course, don't forget that teacup is meant to be a shaker. So once again, thanks so much for joining me. Have an absolutely awesome day, and as usual, all links below. Bye.